MMBN3. Let's try and show off first order business. Let's get Alpha Arm in there. Let's try and show off some um, bosses I never showed off. Japan Man, Dark Man, Bull Man, King Man. And I showed off Metal Man, Drill Man. Please no Beast Man. Japan Man attacks like this. Pew 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 pew, and then a big one. It's 55 per hit. I forget the number of hits it is. Ball Man is pretty cool. You want to make the longest path you can between like yourself and the enemy. And then it does that number of hits for extra pins. Let's see here. This Alpha Arm Omega. So I think this does a giant rocket, which does 500 damage to the closest enemy to you. But if you hit... I need to try it out. I think if you let it hit the back row, it hits the whole back row. Oh, he's always in the center. Okay, it makes it a 3x3. Pretty good. 500 damage to everything in that square. But you can't aim it, which is kind of a bitch. Here's Dark Man. He makes 3 holes, and then bats fly out of all the holes. If you steal ground, he only makes 1 hole, and 3 times the bats fall out of it. Oh yeah, he opens a... There it is. You can see it there. Every time you use Dark Man, it opens a dark hole on your field. I forgot about that. That's really cool. So you don't need to have hole in your deck if you've got a Dark Man. You can just use the Dark Man instead. It's a boss, or it's a Navi chip, and then it also still opens the hole. I didn't show off King Man. I'll keep him in. I didn't show off Drill Man either. I think Flam Man is pretty cool. Plant Man's definitely good. Plant Man automatically picks up all enemies with a 3-hit, or is it a 4-hit plant attack. If it doesn't kill them, it also locks them in the vine, which then enables you to get follow-up hits. Plant Man is one of the best Navi chips in the game. Drill Man, I forget what he does. I think he just breaks into pieces and fires. Oh, that's what he does. And then, I thought 3 rocks dropped as well. Maybe it's because I killed them all. Kemang just jumps forward. He's literally like a cross bomb, I think. Yeah. Pretty boring chip, honestly. Desert Man is pretty cool. Desert Man goes 1 row above you and 1 row below you with his hands and shoots them. He does quite a lot of damage. And he makes sand panels. There's so much strategy. You can make so many different good decks around any of these Navis. They're all really good chips, and all for different reasons. And they're all really good against certain enemies. Beastman I've showed off a couple times. He just hits the panel, I think 4 squares ahead of you, 3 squares ahead of you, 3 times, and then extra times in like a cross shape and a row shape. Flashman hits all enemies and paralyzes them for follow-up hits. There's nothing to him. Proto Man and Guts Man I've shown off so much, and roll. So let's show off some of the weird mega chips and giga chips, I guess. I don't even know how to use old wood. I don't know if I've ever used old wood. I shut off Godstone like once. Meteors is pretty self-explanatory. It rains meteors. I'll show off Poltergeist. Hold on, I can show off a bunch of these. Old wood. Poltergeist. I can show off Bolt. Though I'm electric. I need some things though. I need some rock cubes and I need some panel outs. Where are the rock cubes? Alright, that'll do. Old wood is pretty bizarre, if I recall. Interesting chip. Not really much different from Godstone. I got Poltergeist. So I think Poltergeist takes your various objects on your stage and flings them at enemies. Pew. It's pretty good. And then Bolt. Oh wait, I have Bolt. Bolt automatically finds objects and zaps them, and every enemy standing near an object gets zapped. That's a pretty interesting one. Alright, so what happens when this hits a back wall? Destroys all objects on the field. Okay, it hits the back 2 rows if it hits the back wall. That's easy to play around. There's some gigachips I want to show off. I guess Dark Aura and Base Plus. Whoa, wrong deck. And I have a hole. I need to use that hole. Damn, it's 55. Holy shit. That's a lot. I got the hole, I got Base Plus. You have to put down a hole, and then you have to wait patiently for it to open. And I'll just show off how it doesn't stay open for a very long time at all. Waiting for it. There it is. It's open. And it closed again. So you can only use certain chips when it's open. Base Plus is one of them. I think he just Earth Breaks the nearest enemy, and that Earth Break does 550 damage. So that's a pretty cool chip. It's very strong, but it's just kind of hard to use because of the X code of base, and it's not as good really as base, normal base. Normal base is you can do more hits on the enemy if you steal, I think. No, that's not true. That's Serenade. Serenade's kind of better than base. I mean, Serenade's kind of better than Dark Aura, and base is kind of better than Base Plus. I'll show off Dark Aura. Fuck reg ups. I don't even regret it. I don't want to take the hole yet. There it is. Alright, so I open the hole. Now we wait patiently. Ta-da! I got my aura. This is the Dark Aura. This can only be broken if an enemy does a single attack that does more than 300 damage. It might last forever too. I don't remember. If you put this on, and then you stand on a Sanctuary, oh, it wore off. It does eventually wear off. Put that on and stand on a Sanctuary, it takes a 600 damage attack to break your armor. And there are very few 600 damage attacks, even in net play. So the only one I haven't showed off is Delta Ray Edge, plus all the dummied chips. So I'm going to try, emphasis on try, to find some codes that will allow me to get the dummied chips into my deck. Emphasis on try. I got a bunch of links. Give me a sec. I don't know if there's a code for Battle Network 3 for full sack. Which is a shame. shame because I really want it. Mm-mm. Okay, here we go. Each individual code will give you 10 of the specified chip. So I've got to put in a separate code for every chip I want. So I'm probably not going to go crazy and get all of them. But I will get everything that's dummied. Plus I'll get Delta Ray Edge. There's the code for Punk. I found it. Alright, disable cheats off. Cheat list. Game Shark. Punk. Doesn't really matter what you put there. Where are you, Punk? Do I have to do a battle? Do I have to get a chip? Punk's not in here. He's supposed to be after... He's supposed to be between these two. I need to read how to use this again. You must first make sure you have the full library code working. I have the full library code, right? Okay. Yeah. All this is still good. Punk is not listed here. Oh, I might have used... Hold on. I think I need to use the GameShark version 3 code instead of the GameShark version 2 code. So let's load state. Cheat list. P for Punk. There he is. 10 punks. Spins and smashes enemies. I got him. It's working. Come here, you little punk. He's 92 to fucking pre-select. Alright, what now? I guess we'll get all the gigachips from white. So I can show those off. Manually adding each chip. Oh, base GS. Yes, that's a dummy chip. That I think that plus Punk are the only dummy chips in this game. I could be wrong. Make sure that all these are adding properly. Yep. We got base GS. And we got Nevi recycle. And it doesn't have an icon. Only in the other game, I guess. I've already beaten the game 100%. I'm chill as fuck with cheating right now. Balance. I need to get Delta Ray Edge too. Alpha Arms Sigma. That should be the last one. I'll double check that there aren't like standard chips that were dummied. I don't think there were. No, there aren't. No dummied standard chips. Alright, that should be everything. So, let's try out Punk. And I guess we'll put another chip in there for, you know. Put in nav recycle, I guess. Why the fuck not, right? See if it works. I got Navi recycle immediately. And I got Punk immediately. So the way that Punk works, I have no idea. I don't think I've ever used it. I just know it's a chip in the game. Oh, he shoots himself at you. I didn't even get to show off Navi recycle. There we go. There's Kingman, there's Navi recycle. When you use Navi recycle, it recycles the last used Navi chip. And also all modifiers applied to it. Unfortunately, Kingman has to apparently land near an enemy and not on an enemy. I didn't know that. Alright, what now? Navi recycle is kind of good because you have, if you have like a, let's say, if you have a deck where you've got like, let's say, Darkman version 4, and then your deck's plot, like, idea is to use Darkman version 4, and then attack plus 30, attack plus 10, 10, 10. So that's your 5-chip combo to just make Darkman as strong as humanly possible. Hits the opponent with like fucking 21 bats or something, and each bat does like 90 damage. So that could be your strat, okay? And then a single Navi recycle will also apply every single. It'll get that 5-chip combo as a single chip. So in certain decks, Navi recycle is actually really good, but it's not as good as Folder Back. And also, if the opponent uses a fucking Navi on you and a bunch of modifiers, Navi recycle will use that Navi and all those modifiers on them. It uses the last used Navi, which also means if you have a really good combo and they use Navi recycle, if the opponent uses a Navi between his and yours, then he'll interrupt you and you won't be able to pull your really good one. But that's not really a factor. Let's get base, I guess. Let's get a Darkman in here. Let's get a bunch of Darkman. Just so I can open up some holes. It's good, but like, you know, it's nowhere near as good as Folder Back is. But like combos, it's so interesting to hear about combos in this game, I feel like. I forgot the Darkman will kill everything here. So I've got to wait for the hole. Here's my dark hole. Now I wait patiently for it to open. Ta-da! Base will pop in, and he does this attack. I think he does it one row above and one row below where you are. He's okay. I guess they're coded into the game because they're required to in order for net play to work. Base GS, I honestly don't remember how it works. I think I hacked it into my game once just to see what it would do. There it is. I need my dark hole. There it is. I have no idea what's about to happen. 700 damage is hard to ignore. Alright, what's going on? GS stands for gospel, I guess. Whew! That didn't hit the back one. I don't understand how that hits, that it didn't hit that one, but it hit the other one. I tried to stand in like the most offbeat location. That was weird. 700 damage to every enemy it hits is kind of good, though. I can't even imagine the fucking attack pattern. What now? Balance, I don't even need to really show it. It just strikes both you and all opponents with lightning, and you get reduced to half health and enemies get reduced to half health. It's absolutely garbage against viruses. Against enemy navies, it's kind of shitty, and against human opponents, it's kind of shitty. Honestly, it's not a very good chip. I don't even feel like I need to show it off. Serenade. Serenade also requires a dark hole because he is, quote, a denizen of the dark. Pulled him really quickly. Serenade attacks for kind of a long time, so enjoy. Look at this attack. Count the number of yellow spots. Each one does 100 damage. So every spot got hit like twice or thrice, right? Like 100 damage per field, but it's randomized damage. So like sometimes spots will get hit 3 times, sometimes only get hit 2 times. If you steal, he will do every one of those yellow attacks on 1 square. Serenade is really good in a deck where you steal. Serenade is actually one of the best chips in the game. It's also not even a bad code. I used to use a deck that was Momquake plus Serenade because both of those are heavily powered up by stealing. So if you have like, you know, a shit ton of the opponent's field, and then you use like Serenade or Momquake, you'll just do a fuck ton of damage really fast. Delta Ray Edge, and then Alpha Arm Sigma, and I think we've shut off everything. I don't need Dark Holes anymore. Darkman is also powered up by stealing. There's so many good strats in this game. Delta Ray Edge is a trick to it, and I don't remember what it is. I'm going to really try and get it. It's a Z code. Yogurt Schmogurt. I'm going to kill that back enemy because he's going to get in the way. He couldn't even stand there. I need an enemy who's like in the center of the stage. Because Proto Man clearly like... Okay, that dude. Of course. Alright, he's in a good spot. There, I got it. Alright, let's check out how this works. It's 220 damage. So he identified that spot and stood there and swung. But there's something you can do, but I don't remember what it is. Maybe it's because I'm killing him. I need a tougher enemy. There's a button you can hit there that it picks a second spot and swings, and then another button you can hit that picks a third spot and swings. So it does 3 hits of 220 damage as long as you can make a triangle around the enemy. I think there's an emulator that does that, but I have no idea. I wish I could show that off. I need a stronger enemy. Alpha Arm Sigma. Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to throw on an ice stage. So Alpha Arm Sigma does 50 damage. Check out the attack animation. Pew 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 pew. Let's try and count the hits, but that's gonna be hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It might have been 8. It was either 8 or 9. Times 50. So that's like 400 damage to everything on the field. But despite not expressly being an electric chip, it is an electric element, which means it does double damage on ice. You can't move it around, so you have to use it on that 1 square. It hits these like you know, 8 times each, the top and bottom rows, and hits the middle row back 2 panels 8 times each. But the front middle panel of the enemy's field actually gets hit by every single beam. So it does double damage on ice panels, and it does double damage on this panel right here. So it does like, you know, like 1800 damage to 1 panel. I think all reg ups always gets you 50 megabytes. I have 41, so I missed several. I missed at least 3, up to 9. So that's every chip in the game. I've no shown off like all the cool chips, and I've shown off every program advance. Oh, I didn't even mention this, but in the library, for program advances, you can look at different ways to make them, and it usually has all of them. It doesn't show off the asterisk ones. I appreciate that, and it's kind of interesting because there are really interesting ways to make some of them. For example, bubbler, CDE, bub V, DEF, bub side, EFG. Those are the 3 you would probably find on your own, but you can actually do bubbler, bub V, and bub side E, and that's good because you can actually have 4 bubbler E's, 4 bub VEs, and 4 bubble side E's. So you can have this you can have this program advance in your deck 4 times if you use that code, versus if you use these, you can only have it in your deck 3 times. Also, this would be a mono code, and then you can do the same thing with heat shot, heat B, heat side J. E, L, and Y, enter P, A, C, and F. This one, there's no way to do it with 1, 2, and 3. I think I had a bunch of Metagel 1Ds in my deck that was Darkman based, because I needed to steal land and there weren't enough area grab stars. Well, these there's only one way to make them. Oh, you can use any version of roll for this one. Any version of Gutsman. That kind of tells you there's Gutsman. If you ever get this program advance, it tells you there's a 4th version of chips. Of course, there's actually a 5th version. If you try and use Gutsman version 5 here, it won't work. Oh, I should have... Okay, there's another thing I still want to show off. Kingman, Mistman, Ballman. It's how strong all the Omega chips are. Gutsman does 120 to the whole field. That's okay. It's the weakest one. Protoman does 240 to every enemy. Holy fuck. Holy fuck, that's powerful. 150 to every enemy plus follow-up hit. 80 times 3 to one enemy plus extra hits from various panels. I don't remember how many shots Bubbleman shoots, but it's a lot anyway. 210 to the top and bottom row entirely. 60 times 3 plus freezing for additional hits. 240 times like basically the whole field. 150 times up to 3, I think, for basically the whole field. Guaranteed 150 on everything. 250 on a single enemy. Holy fuck, that's strong. 280 on a single enemy. Or up to 4 enemies, I guess. I don't remember how Mistman works. Did I ever show him off? I don't think I did. I think I missed Mistman. Alright, hold on. Time out. Mistman version 2. Mistman version 1. Oh yeah, that's why I didn't show him off, because I don't have any. I've got to use Mistman version 5. That's the only version I have. I don't remember how Mistman attacks, to be honest. I got him. Oh yeah, any enemy where you can get in front of and behind them, you can do hits to them, and you can get multi-hits if they're both available. It's kind of a good chip. I guess I'm done with this game in its entirety. I guess I've done every single thing there is to do. And also shut off every single fucking special chip. Gee. It was fun. This is a fun game. Is there anything I forgot? I'm like really struggling. I never did the trade quest. I don't have it. I don't have that. Fuck the virus families. I guess that's the one thing I didn't do, but I don't want to go do it. Virus families are shit. I'll show off a virus chip in battle. That's something I never did. That'll be the last thing I do. Which one? Let's do Sortie. Because I got his Omega chip. And I guess Gutless too, because why the fuck not? Alright, so it shows 3 sorties, but I actually have 4. So I spawn, where I'm standing, I spawn a sortie in front of me, and then based on my button press, I can time it so that I got the basic one because I didn't pick anything. I can time it so I'll get a random sortie. And they'll have different attack powers. I want the red one because that's the Omega. Pew. That one has a life sword. That's kind of cool, I didn't know that. And oftentimes the different versions will have different means of attacking. I was going to mention that, but I forgot. I didn't know that sortie had different means of attacking. That's cool. So Skutlist has like 6 different ways of attacking based on which one you pull. And they shuffle really fast. The green one's kind of the best one, because it freezes the enemies for follow-up hits, and also automatically tracks any enemy. The Omega one does the most damage, I guess. The Mega one's black. I think the fire one, you can steer it up and down. Pew. You can't see how much damage they do, but I think if you go to the virus breeding thing, you can like analyze how much damage they do. I think it tells you there. And I think you can move food from one to another somehow. Yeah, so it tells you the amount of... So I can just have all of these guys be weak. Except for one, and then if I'm really good at pulling that one is going to be really strong. Or I can distribute it evenly, so that whichever one I pull, it'll be good. You have to feed them 100 bug frags each to get all of their families. That's a lot of bug frags. You need a lot of bug frags over the course of this game. I do not regret cheating bug frags in this game. I wish I didn't cheat them in 2, but like, holy fuck, 3. No way. Look at these cute little bastards. Look at their sprites. Holy fuck. Oh my god, that is cute. Oh. Their little mustaches. Killer eyes aren't cute. It's just eye exercises. They all have a separate thing that they say. But they are so big and cute. That's debatable. Cleaning their axes, wearing shiny helmets. Sleeping with their eyes open. Terrifying. Still wary of strangers. Playing with its own ears. That's cute. Like statues that don't move an inch. But their eyes are cold and scary. They seem fond of Mega Man. Wobble to the touch. Lower their heads. Damn, there's a special line of dialogue. There's dialogue if you get the fucking Omega versions. Wag their tails with happiness. Reveals nothing of their thoughts. Knocking their food boxes. Grinding noise can be heard, but from where? Life Virus is kind of creepy. This is the last game they're in. Scarlett, they're deathly still. The eyes glow dim red. Seems scarier than the others. It's too time consuming, dude. Man, I remember when I did the Banjo-Kazooie playthrough and I like actually typed in every single code into the ground in Rusty Bucket Bay. No. What's that level? Treasure Trove Cove. I actually did all the secret codes there to get all the stop and swap stuff, and that took like fucking literally an hour of like me doing ground pounds. Just so I could stream it. Even though I didn't care. Even though I didn't care. Maybe someday. Now what?